Hey folks, BlackCross here, and I want to go ahead and do a continuation of a previous series that I started out, basically collecting games series. You know, where basically I talked about how I collected games of the series of months and everything like that. And the reason why that's been kind of a slow down is because I've been trying to save up money for a new computer. But not only that, but I also have other bills to pay for in the process of it all. And I don't want to make excuses or anything, but I do want to continue on the collecting game series. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. So basically, hopefully you'll enjoy it. And if for some reason you see any games that I have collected and you want to see a playthrough of it, let me know in the description, or not in the description, in the comments down below. Let me know in the comments. So let's go ahead and get started. The first game I want to go ahead and talk about is a game series that me and TJ are wanting to do. And that is Diablo 3. Yeah, Diablo 3. So, I have never played any of the Diablo games, and the fact that I haven't played any of them means that I don't really know about the gameplay mechanics whatsoever. But, my best friend TJ, he has it for his PS4, and he let me try it out. And it was so good that I decided to go ahead and purchase a copy, and the fact that him and I can play online makes it a cool idea for me to do a series on it, especially since technically I've never played Diablo before, so it's a good idea to give it a shot. So again, another series to look out for. See if I haven't got enough. Again, Fallout 4. Again, it's not going to be a heavily series like my other games have been. It's more of a staggering series because of how big the game is. I mean, seriously, when Fallout 3 came out and I played it, it took like literally a whole... I think at the end of the day it was like, I don't even remember how much time I put into that game. Just, oh my gosh, it was unbelievable. But Fallout 4, I guarantee, is going to be literally one of those type of games that you can't really do a Let's Play on. It has to be like its own series, or otherwise it would just be like 1,000+ episodes. And plus, I don't think you want to see me explore the wastelands of nothingness, as instead you would want me to go through like the main stories and stuff like that. But yeah, that's the ideal, is me basically playing through this game with the main story quest as well as the side quests if I find any. And then, you know, showing my progression of my convoy, my weapons and everything like that. Figure I'd do stuff like that. And now on to other games. This one I hadn't heard many people talk of, but it kind of looks interesting. I'm kind of wondering how it turns out. By the time I give it a shot, I'm sure I'll find out more. But Bond by Flames is a PS4 title, which, as you can see. But I don't know much about this game. It's just, when I see games and they're based on like my favorite era type games, it makes me want to look into it and see, is it possible that this could be good? Because, as you all know, my favorite type of era is medieval times. So that's kind of one of the reasons why I got into it. But the biggest thing that's on here is, like, suppress your inner demon or unleash its powers. It kind of makes me wonder, okay, so how much power are we talking? And plus, I'm kind of interested at the bosses. And I know that's kind of something that most people don't look into, but I look into games based on how the bosses are interesting. You know, based on their designs, as well as difficulty. But that's just me. I also got Terraria. I've heard Terraria is a really good game. It's sort of like Minecraft, except a little bit differently. A lot of people have probably played Terraria more than they have Minecraft. Minecraft is still a good game, but Terraria, I want to give Terraria a shot because it looks like it would be very, very interesting. I saw it whenever PBG and them played it on their gameplay channel. And yeah, I want to give Terraria a shot. But if I do a series on Terraria, let me know if you want to see that or not. It's probably going to be more like a regular series, sort of like Fallout, because there'd be a lot of stuff that I would have to cut out on it because of time constraints, as well as how big the game would get. You know, it all depends. And I know a lot of you are going to think I'm crazy, especially whenever technically I've got the digital version, but some of you will understand. Yes, I've got Shovel Knight as a physical copy. I told myself I have to, it is that good of a game. And plus, I think, if I'm not mistaken, it comes with all the DLC inclusions, like Plague Knight and, forgot what else it has in terms of content, but that's what made me decide to go ahead and get this. Plus, it looks so nice. I mean, look at it. It looks so pretty. It's very pretty. I like it. I've gotten Zone of Ender because it was referenced in several times in the Metal Gear Solid series. Metal Gear Solid Otacon is a fan of anime, or I forgot, otaku. That's basically what they're called, I suppose. But Zone of Enders was referenced so many times that I looked it up and I thought it looks interesting. But it was still at a pretty high price, and since no one's talked about it, no one that I know right off the back, that is, I thought I better wait until it gets to a good price, and sure enough it did, so I got it. So again, if you want to play the series, let me know in the description, you get what I'm saying. It's been a long day for me. I still need to rub this out. I know if you can't read the title, I do apologize, but I will rub it out eventually. Dragon's Dogma. Dark Riser, I think? Dark Riser? Yeah, Dark Riser. That sounds about right. Dragon's Dogma. I've heard that this one was actually pretty good. I don't know if it is or not, but I'm sure I'll find out once I start into the game itself. Again, I've heard people talk about it, and I was like, you know what, let's go ahead and give it a shot and see how it pulls out, right? A lot of you guys are probably going to have me do a let's play on this one. It all depends. But I've heard a lot of people say this one was really good. Red Dead Redemption. There's a lot of people who say this is a really good game, and yeah, I just wanted to go ahead and grab it just because, well, I mean, here's the thing. It's a Western game, and the last Western game I played was Call of Juarez, and I know this game plays a lot different than that, but Call of Juarez I thought was really good. I thought that was a really good Western-style game. It played really true to how a Western movie would play out, and I figured, you know what? Red Dead Redemption would be nice to visit the Old West, as people would say. I do apologize if I do not have the cover for this one. They did not have it at GameStop, which is why I stacked up on so much games. But hopefully, well, next to that in Game Haven, which you will see in just a sec, because GameStop don't technically have PS2 games. But I'll show you the disc if my thumb doesn't get in the way. But The Order 1886. Again, I don't have the cover. I will print one out. But, you know, I've heard a lot of people say that this game was really good. The only complaint that I heard out about this was that it was really short. And it made me wonder, how short are we talking to have that as your main complaint of a game? I mean, it makes me wonder. I mean, normally when people say it's short, it's pretty damn short. So I'm kind of worried that this game is going to be too short. But we'll find out once I do a playthrough of it, which will probably be sometime later on this year. I don't know when, but we'll see. Now, I haven't heard of this game, but I think this one plays out what I think it does in my head. Because whenever I looked at the back, I thought, okay, so you can create your own creatures in this one. That's interesting. But it's called Monster Labs. I've never heard of it. So I don't know what it does. But apparently, according to what it says, perform outrageous experiments to build your very own mad monster. Face creepy quests and challenges in the eerie, uncanny valley, and pitch your ultimate creation in fierce combat against the super evil Baron and his grotesque army of monsters. And according to what this says, and I'll show it to you, it says here over 1 million monster combinations. Right here. Over 100 million? I can understand 100,000. But 100 million, I mean, record, this is PS2 we're talking about. Not PS3, PS2. So, it makes me wonder, are we talking like literally 100 million? That's quite a lot. It's very interesting, and I want to go ahead and give this game a shot just to see if it's that massive. I mean, I love creating stuff, but 100 million? Seriously, I've got to find that out. Now, I technically don't have the first two, mostly because they're on the PS1. And I saw this and I was like, you know what, let's just go ahead and grab it, and if you want me to do a playthrough of it, I will, no problem. Clock Tower 3. Now, the original Clock Tower, as most of you know, was originally released for the Super Nintendo, and then got revamped and re-released on the PS1. And then the second one got released later on the PS1 as well. And this one got released on the PS2. But luckily, from what I've heard, the storyline in Clock Tower 3 has nothing to do with the first and second one. It's not in canon, which is a good thing, because I would hate to play this and find out that I have to play the other two just to find out more about the story. But hopefully this game will be good to play out. And the way I think of it, I think it'll be like somewhat like Fatal Frame. I don't know. It would be interesting. I'm kind of interested to see how this will turn out. Metal Arms, A Glitch in the System. My best friend TJ was playing this one time, and it looked interesting, and I thought, let's go ahead and grab it and give it a shot one day. So, yeah. Again, all these games have been games I've either been interested in or thought, this looks like it'd be a cool game to play. And, I mean, it's nice to go back through all the PS2 titles and realize that there was a shit ton of games that I missed out whenever I was a kid. But Metal Arms, I want to go ahead and give this a shot just to see what it would be like to play this game. This one, if I can pronounce a sequel, but I'm going to talk about this one first. The Mark of Kai. Now, if I'm not mistaken, they did this one for the PS4, if I'm not mistaken. They re-released it, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, it's available for $19.99. But this one was like $4.99 at Game Haven, and I was like, I'll get the physical version. It's cheaper, right? I mean, anytime you can find it cheaper, go for it, you know? Regardless if it's part of the new generation or old generation. That's the way I see it. And I was just so happen to able to get this for a cheap price. I also have a sequel. If I can pronounce this, do apologize to me for my mispronunciation. Rise of the Kazi? I'm going to say Kazi. Rise of the Kazi. Which happens to be a sequel from what it turns out. I think it is. I'm not quite sure. Mostly because on the back of it, it says, if you thought that Mark of Kai's Uro was fearsome, Rise of the Kazi Taya will surprise him in her pure bloodlust. I think, yeah, following in the successful footsteps of the Mark of Kai. Okay, yeah, so it kind of is, mostly because of how the main character looks in this one right here. So I'm saying this one's a sequel. I'm not quite sure. I may be wrong. Do correct me if I'm wrong, because I don't want to get these facts wrong whatsoever. But yeah, they looked interesting, and I thought to myself, they kind of remind me of God of War in a way. I mean, graphic design and all, it kind of does. So I'm interested to go ahead and play through these games and see what they're all like. But yeah, all those games right there. Again, if there's a game within these game collecting series that you would like to see me play, let me know in the comments below. This time I got it right. In the comments below, let me know, and I'll be sure to write that down and make certain to make that into my Let's Play on my next Let's Play. Depending on high demand, of course, obviously. But, hopefully, within the new year, my new schedule will fix up, and hopefully, I can get things going the way I want them to. I don't know, it all depends. The last 2 days, I haven't been able to do any recording, mostly because of the holidays. But I'm hoping that I'll get back on my normal schedule of recording, and then that way I can see what all I can do and what my limitations are in terms of capacity. Also, too, I'm hoping to get my new computer sometime either today or tomorrow, depending on. I don't know. I do hope so, because I would like that very much so, because, I mean, don't get me wrong, this computer has been very good. It's been very good. But I feel like I can do better in terms of how fast and how good my videos can look with a stronger computer, I think. In my personal opinion, I think so. But yeah, just again, let me know in the comments below if you want to see a playthrough of any of these games. And yeah, let me know of any future Let's Plays you want to see. So, again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, guys.